ladies and gentlemen. I would like to welcome everyone to this Eagle Scout Court of Honor for Bryan Morrissey. My name is Drew Stevens, and I scout from Troop 287, and Bryan has asked me to serve as Master of Ceremonies for this today's court. This afternoon's color guard includes members of Troop 287. Would everyone please stand for the presentation of the colors and the Pledge of Allegiance? Scout attention. Color guard, present the colors. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Face the flag. Scout salute. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
2. Front. Scout, sign for the oath.
On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight.
2.
Now time for the law.
A Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent.
2.
Color guard dismissed. Please be seated. At this time, I would like to invite Stephen Frangeli to come forward and give today's prayer.
Please bow your heads. God, we thank you for the opportunity to come together as friends, family, leaders, and fellow scouts on this significant day in the life of Bryan. Today is a celebration of a journey full of challenges, friendship, and struggles. Today we think of all the merit badges earned along the way, the oaths committed to, and the character Bryan has developed in the service to his community. Little by little, month by month, and year by year, he was faithful, and we celebrate his faith, commitment, and hard work. Amen.
Thank you, Stephen. An Eagle Scout Court of Honor is an occasion for pride, for joy, and for congratulations. But it's also a time for serious contemplation and reflection. The Eagle Scout is the highest recognition Scouting offers to Scouts. It is earned through the Advancement Program. Only a small percentage of boys who begin will earn Scout's highest honor. The wearer of the Eagle Award is an epitome of Scout's best efforts and beliefs. Tonight we have the pleasure of seeing Bryan reach the pinnacle of Scouting as he joins the company of Eagles. I would like to invite forward Mr. Scout Frangeli to officially convene this Court of Honor.
To Bryan and all the Morrisseys, congratulations on this special day. By the authority vested in me as a representative of Southwest Michigan Council and the National Council of Boy Scouts of America, I declare this Court of Honor to be convened.
Thank you, Mr. Frangeli. I would now like to invite forward Troop 287 Committee Chair, Mr. Bunker, to present the Legend of Eagle Mountain.
Like was just said, that not every person that joins Scouting becomes an Eagle. A very small percentage of boys do. And we have a little tradition of a story that relates to the Eagle that we do at each Court of Honor. And so I'd like to read that for you. Early one morning, a young boy stood at a trailhead. Before him rose a mighty mountain, which seemed all the mightier when he compared to his small size. On the trail, the boy could see other boys and young men, some of whom had turned and beckoned him to follow. The boy began to climb, refusing perhaps to believe that he could ever reach the top. At first, the trail rose gently, and the boy had many companions. But soon he began to sweat and breathe heavier, and many companions turned away. And still the boy climbed. At times he climbed quickly, at times he climbed slowly. At times he had to go down a little way and find another path, or stop a while to catch his breath. But still he climbed. The trail became steeper, the air thinner, but the climber scarcely noticed, for along the way he had become stronger in body and hardier in spirit. And still he climbed. And finally, in the cool peace of evening, he stood alone at the top of the world and looked around him. To the left he saw a fiery golden sunset, and to the right he saw the diamond-studded, silky black night sky. Behind him he saw the trail that he had followed and the hikers who were following in his footsteps. In front of him he saw another mountain and another and another, and a whole procession of mountains marching off into the horizon. But the young man, for now he was a young man, knew that none of those other mountains were insurmountable, and he could and would climb them. For he learned many skills in climbing the first mountain, and would carry those skills with him long after this mountain is forgotten. And besides, he could begin climbing the next mountain tomorrow. So tonight he would rest and celebrate and ponder the journey that he had completed. And so too, we should rest and celebrate and honor this fine young Eagle Scout, Bryan Morrissey, as he sits on top of the road. Bryan, I'd like to present to you your Eagle Mountain.
Thank you.
That is number 57 that I've made.
Thank you, Mr. Bunker. Now I would like to ask Mr. Stevens to come forward and read The Eagle in History.
Congratulations, Bryan.
Thank you.
It's an awesome job getting here. The use of the eagle to represent scouting's very best is very appropriate. The eagle is, of course, our national bird, adorning our coins, several state flags, and the Great Seal of the United States of America. But the symbolism of the eagle goes back much farther in time. In fact, the eagle has its to symbolize humankind's best since the dawn of recorded history. The eagle has long been a symbol of good triumphing over evil. The ancient Greeks depicted the eagle holding the serpents in its claws, much as America holds arrows and an olive branch. So too, Eagle Scout battles evil in the world with good in himself. Armies from ancient Rome to 19th century Europe have marched under eagle standards. The Sioux warriors adorned their war bonnets with eagle feathers. In the 20th century, an army of Eagle Scouts, more than 1 million strong, has gone out to build a better world for themselves and for their fellow man. Many cultures, watching the eagles fly toward the sun, have associated the bird with their sun god. To the Assyrians, for example, the eagle represented the sun god Asher, and in early Christianity, the eagle symbolized the ascension of Christ into heaven. Today, the Eagle Scout continues to fly high, his gaze fixed always on his goals. For countless centuries, the eagle has represented victory and valor, grace and beauty. The Eagle Scout represents those things as well as the values embodied in the Scout oath and law. The eagle is a rare creature. When you see one flying, you can't help but stop and watch its graceful and exuberant soaring. The Eagle Scout is also a rare creature. Just watch him fly.
Thank you, Mr. Stevens. I would like to call up Bryan for the Eagle charge and Mr. Frangeli to present him with it. Assisting will be Mr. Disser.
Thank you.
Bryan, the Eagle rank is the highest recognition offered in scouting, and becoming an Eagle Scout is a great accomplishment, but it carries just as much responsibility. It is important that you understand these responsibilities.
As an Eagle, your first obligation is to live with honor. You are a marked man, a leader, for good or for evil. People will follow the example you set. Give up anything before you give up your reputation and your good name. As Shakespeare said, "My honor is my life. Both grow in one. Take honor from me, and my life is done." Let the white of the Eagle badge remind you always to live with honor.
Your second obligation as an Eagle Scout is to be loyal. As a follower, you promise to be loyal to those above you. Now, as a leader, you must also be loyal to those below you, treating them as you would want to be treated. And you must also be loyal to your ideas, not letting others sway you from your course. All of these help to build the loyalty, which means the devotion to community, to country, to one's own ideas. Let the blue of the Eagle badge always inspire your loyalty.
Your third obligation as an Eagle Scout is to be courageous. A ship in the harbor is safe, but that's not what ships are made for. Courage has always been a quality with which men measure themselves and others. To a scout, bravery means not only the courage to face physical dangers, but the determination to stand up for what is right. You must have courage to do what is right, whatever other people say or do. Let the red of the Eagle badge remind you of courage.
Your fourth obligation is to cheerfully serve others, for a leader is above all a servant. Let the Scout motto, "Do a good turn daily," become a lifetime of service, for only in giving of yourself do you give anything of value. The Eagle stands as a protector of the weak and helpless. He aids and comforts the unfortunate and the oppressed. He upholds the rights of others while defending his own. Just as it always has, let the scroll on your badge remind you to cheerfully serve others. Eagle candidate Bryan, I charge you to enter the Eagle Scout Brotherhood without reservation and ever holding before you the ideals of honor and service.
Thank you, Mr. Prangeli and Mr. Disser. I would now like Mr. Prangeli and Mr. Bunker to come up here and administer the Eagle Scout oath. I would also like Bryan's parents, Mr. and Mrs. Morrissey, to come stand with Bryan.
Bryan, when we began this program today, you joined your fellow scouts in repeating the Scout Oath. In a moment, you'll repeat a new oath, the Eagle Scout Promise. Although the words you say are similar to those of the Scout Oath that you've said for many years, many times before, this evening they will mean more to you than they have before. When you pledge yourself on the sacred honor, you will be sealing your oath with the words that closes the Declaration of Independence.
Will all Eagle Scouts here today please stand and renew your Eagle Scout promise as Bryan joins the Brotherhood. Scout sign, repeat after me. I reaffirm my allegiance to the three promises of the Scout Oath.
I reaffirm my allegiance to the three promises of the Scout Oath.
I thoughtfully recognize and take upon myself the obligations and responsibilities of an Eagle Scout. I thoughtfully recognize and take upon myself the obligations and responsibilities of an Eagle Scout. On my honor, I will do my best to make my training an example and my status and my influence count strongly for better scouting. and for better citizenship in my troop, in my community, and in my contacts with other people. As in the closing of the Declaration of Independence, to this I pledge my sacred honor. Two. Please be seated. Bryan, remember that your actions are now a little more conspicuous and people will expect more of you. To falter in your responsibility will reflect not only on you, but on your fellow Eagles and all of Scouting. The torch you carry is not only yours, but is also ours. Bryan, we are finally at that point you have been waiting for. Having confirmed all your readiness for the reception of this award, it is now time to formally present your Eagle Award. In recognition of the unencumbered acts of self-sacrifice and helpfulness you have received along this path from your mother, I would ask for your mother to pin your Eagle Medal to your uniform. And Bryan, will you please present your mother with her mother's pin? And I call upon your father, Michael, to place the eagle neckerchief around your neck. Bryan, will you please present your father with his father's pin? By the authority vested in me by the National Court of Honor of the Boy Scouts of America, it is my privilege and pleasure to pronounce you Eagle Scout Bryan Morrissey. Congratulations.
I would now like to call up Mr. Walsh with the Marine Corps League for a special award for Bryan.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is awesome to be able to come in and do this, especially seeing as I've had the privilege of knowing Mike and Linda and Bryan for a couple of years, so it makes this even more fun to be able to present these. So, as Mr. Bunker said, when you become an Eagle Scout, you're an Eagle Scout for life, and you set the example. So, on behalf of the Marine Corps League, to all see these presents, greetings. Know ye that reposing special trust, confidence, and fidelity in the abilities of Bryan Morrissey, I do hereby award the Eagle Scout the Marine Corps League's Good Citizenship Award for outstanding performance, exceptional leadership, and superior abilities while part of Troop 287 Boy Scouts of America. During this period, Bryan consistently displayed the qualities of leadership that mark an Eagle Scout, demonstrating initiative, determination, and having proven himself worthy of being called an Eagle Scout. His dedication and unselfish devotion to the Scout Oath and Law reflect great credit upon himself and are keeping with the highest traditions of the Boy Scouts of America. Given under the authority of the Commandant, Jonathan Van Told, Department of Michigan, Marine Corps League, the 30th day of July, in the year of our Lord 2020. Congratulations, Bryan. Thank you.
Now I get to say some stuff. This is a bad idea. So Bryan and I have been friends for almost 8 years now. It all started one day because Bryan had a Minecraft creeper on a wristband he was wearing. That wristband kicked off a long friendship of some weird and very stupid stuff. From finding a baseball in the woods, naming him Richard, giving him a face, and taking him backpacking and through summer camp with us, making everyone wonder what was in that orange box attached to my backpack all day, to setting sail in Bryan's expertly crafted cardboard boat, the French Navy, which fared about as well as the actual French Navy. We've been friends all throughout middle school and even through different high schools. Me and Bryan have played polo together and done just about everything at Scouts Weekend together. It's been an honor to have been picked to MC today's events. Congratulations, Bryan.
Thank you.
All right, now it's my turn to finally talk. All right, so for those of you who don't know, for years and years, it's been a mystery as to what Drew kept in that orange box. So that baseball is a big reveal. All right, so first off, I really just want to thank everyone here for coming. I know this is kind of tough times, and for you guys to all come out here to support me today, for me it really means a whole lot. So I've been in scouting now ever since I was in first grade. I started off as a Tiger Cub, worked my way all the way up through that. Had some great memories from my very first campouts to getting my very first black eye ever playing human foosball. And then through all the Pinewood Derbies, all of those weird boat race things, I don't remember what they're called, and all the way up through finally Boy Scouts, which is where, for me, where I really made some of my best memories and some of my best friends in that program. So it was really awesome, you know, starting off as a young scout in 5th grade, joining Troop 287. I was a very small, nervous person. Yet, on my very first meeting at Troop 287, everyone was treating me as if I've been their like a really good friend for years, and I immediately felt welcome and knew that I really had a home at Troop 287. As the years went on, my bond with the troop even got bigger. It was sad just to see some of my other friends age out of scouting, but it was also a very great opportunity to have new friends join the troop along the way. So one of my favorite things about scouting is I got to do all sorts of awesome things that I would have never gotten to do had scouting not been a part of my life. One of my favorite things I did in scouting was last August. I got to do the aviation merit badge, which was lots of fun because I got to pilot a glider, which was a very interesting experience that not many people ever get to do during their lifetime. One thing that makes being an Eagle Scout very special to me is in my family we have a very long history of Eagle Scouts. So when I call your name, please stand up. So the first Eagle Scout here is my uncle Jim Watson. He really started the tradition of becoming an Eagle Scout in his family with his two sons, Matt Watson and Andrew Watson, also becoming Eagle Scouts, continuing this excellent tradition. After them, they were followed by my cousin Ryan Quinlan, and a couple years later, my cousin Kevin. And now, after all these years, I'm finally honored to join you guys fellow Eagle Scouts. Now, especially all 5 of the grandsons on my mom's side of the family are now Eagles, which to me I think is a truly incredible accomplishment. Now, all right, you guys can have a seat. All right. I'd also like to thank some of the wonderful adults of Troop 287 for bringing me this far in scouting. I really wish I could give a mentor's pin to each and every one of you, but I've decided I'd like to give my mentor's pin to my Aunt Debbie. You have really been with me through scouting every step of the way. You'd always, every time I saw you, you would always check in with me with my scouting. You'd see how things were going. You'd point me in the direction for my final steps for my Eagle, and you were always very supportive and just always. I already have one of them. You're always just very supportive, and without you, I'm not sure I would be here today. So I would like to present you with the mentor's pin. So with that, I'm going to close my speech here by once again just thanking everyone for coming, and it really just means a lot to have all you guys' support.
I would now like to call up Mr. Stevens to give a special award.
Come on, Bryan. Well, there's been a trend in our troop lately. We have boys that understand that to complete your Eagle, you need to be done by your 18th birthday. And we've got a long line of scouts who want to get their money's worth out of it. And so Bryan joins that list of the Clock Beater Society. So I've had a great pleasure seeing Bryan and Drew as best friends. And the things that I've learned from the two of them, I truly never and still don't entirely grasp the political structuring of Star Wars. I was content with people flying around in spaceships, shooting at each other was good enough for me. But apparently there's something that's canon. And Marvel Comics, Legos, and Nerf guns. Yep, you guys did a lot together. So, the Clock Beater Society is an award recognizing the dedicated efforts of Bryan Morrissey, completing his requirements for Eagle well after the age of 17. And the last is a quote by Dr. Seuss: "How did it get so late so soon?" Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Stevens. I would now like to once again call upon Mr. Prangeli to close this National Eagle Court of Honor.
The purpose for which this Court of Honor was convened has been achieved. I declare the National Eagle Court of Honor to be closed.
I'd like the color guard to come up now. Please stand for the retirement of the colors. Scout attention. Color guard, retire the colors. Scout salute. Two. This concludes the ceremony honoring Eagle Scout Bryan Morrissey. I would again like to thank all of you for coming and invite you to stay and enjoy some refreshments and personally congratulate Bryan.
I think